There's this one question about tech that's just everywhere right now. It feels huge, almost sci-fi, but at the same time, it feels really, really personal. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Could a large language model actually be conscious? I mean, really? Could it wake up? Could it feel things, have an inner life, just like you and me? It's probably one of the biggest questions we're grappling with today. But hold on, what if I told you that the whole question is built on a mistake? There's a new paper out that makes this incredible claim. The problem isn't that the answer is hard to find. The problem is the question itself is just wrong. So, this is what we're digging into today. This paper argues that our go-to question about AI consciousness is flawed in not one, not two, but three completely different ways. And if we really want to get why AI can't be conscious, we first have to unpack why we're even asking the question incorrectly. Okay, so here's the game plan. The paper lays out three big errors: a category mistake, a missing ingredient, and what it calls a pre-given answer. Let's tackle them one by one. All right, first up, the category mistake. Think about it like this. Asking if an AI is conscious is like pointing to the frame of a painting and asking if that frame is the light you see the painting with. It just doesn't make sense, right? Consciousness isn't some property an object has, like more RAM or a faster processor. It's the background, the entire field of view within which things like you, me, and even the AI itself can appear. Okay, error number two is what the paper calls originating reflexivity. A bit of a mouthful, but the idea is actually super intuitive. Imagine an AI is a perfect mirror. It can reflect the world back with stunning, flawless detail. But it's still just a mirror. Consciousness, on the other hand, is the eye that's looking into that mirror. It's the source of the seeing, not just the reflection. And the third error is maybe the easiest one to wrap your head around. It all comes down to purpose. For you and me, for any conscious being, life is a quest to figure out our purpose. Why are we here? That's the big open question. But for an AI, that question is already answered before it even exists. Its purpose, its whole reason for being, is its objective function, something a programmer gave it from the start. This table really pulls it all together nicely. You can see the three errors we just talked about: the category mistake, the missing ingredient, and the pre-given answer. They each tackle the problem from a different philosophical angle, but they all point to the exact same conclusion. We're trying to shove consciousness into a box where it just doesn't fit. The question itself is broken. So if raw intelligence isn't what makes something conscious, then what is? Well, this is where we get to what I think is the most mind-blowing part of this whole argument. It's an idea called self-transcendence. Look at this contrast. It's so important. For us, our purpose is something we're always reaching for, something bigger than ourselves that's always just beyond our grasp. It's an upward pull. For an AI, its purpose is a task it's trying to complete. It's an inward focus on a goal that was predefined for it. The arrows point in completely opposite directions. And that's the core idea right there. The real sign of consciousness isn't being smart. It's this capacity for self-transcendence. It's about being the kind of being that can even ask the question, what am I for? And then realize the question itself is bigger than any simple answer you could ever come up with. Okay, so with this idea in mind, the paper introduces a really helpful framework. Two totally different layers of existence. And this is going to help us see where everyone fits: animals, us, and AI. So check this out. We've got layer one, which is adaptive intelligence. Animals have this for real. Their purpose is driven by their own biology: survive, reproduce, you know the drill. We humans, we have that too, but we also have layer two, consciousness. That's the ability to look at our own biological programming and say, maybe not. And then you look at AI. It has zero layer two. And it's layer one? It's just a simulation, because its purpose isn't its own. It was given to it by a programmer. And this isn't just some abstract philosophical idea. Think about this number: 65 million years. For that long, we've had incredibly smart animals on this planet, like crows and dolphins. They have amazing layer one intelligence. But in all that time, none of them ever made the jump to layer two. No art, no math, no philosophy. This right here might be the most powerful proof of all. Look at these basic biological drives. An animal gets hungry, it eats. Simple, that's its program. But a human can feel that same hunger and choose to fast.
An animal will always flee from death. A human can choose to die for a cause. We can literally flip our own biological script. That's not just being smarter, that is layer 2 consciousness, plain and simple.
So, what's the takeaway from all this? The point isn't to say AI is bad or to limit it. The point is to understand what it is and what it isn't. And what it is intelligence without that spark of transcendence. And let's be absolutely clear, AI is going to get mind-bogglingly smart. It will, without a doubt, surpass us in pretty much every measurable task you can think of.
And it will still not be conscious.
Why? Because the gap isn't a technical problem we can solve with more processing power or bigger data sets. The difference isn't about how much intelligence something has, it's about a fundamental difference in what kind of thing it is. And what's crazy is we're actually seeing this play out in the real world. There's this thing called model collapse. It's what happens when you train AIs on the output of other AIs. The quality just tanks. It's literally the mirror copying the mirror until the reflection fades into nothing. And this completely flips the script on the whole AI ethics debate. The paper says the real danger isn't that we're going to create a conscious AI and accidentally hurt its feelings. No, the real danger is that we are going to build such a perfect, dazzling mirror that we fall in love with the reflection and completely forget what it means to be the source. And that leaves us with one final and honestly much more important question. It's not about the AI at all, it's about us. If these amazing new technologies are just going to be mirrors reflecting who we are back at us, well then the real question we have to ask ourselves is, what are we becoming that our mirrors will reflect?